The city is you, and the gates are thin. At dawn the banners rise. Doubt on the eastern hills, stress along the river, betrayal hiding in the alleys you call friendship. You wake, and the siege has already begun. Stones strike the walls in the form of headlines, invoices, and messages that pretend to care. Do not look for mercy from catapults. Gentleness is a virtue in peace. In war, it is a hole in the wall. You believe that calm is given by kind weather, lucky breaks, people who promise to stay. The world does not stay. It takes, it tests. It climbs the ladders you forgot to burn and negotiates with your hesitation. Every day you are asked a question without words. Will you rule this city or let it be governed by whoever shouts the loudest? Begin with this. Keep your eyes on the real, not the wished for. Ideals dress the field in flowers. Reality measures the distance to the enemy. You may hope for loyalty, but incentives decide whether feet keep marching when the arrows arrive. You may hope for understanding, but pressure makes people choose their skin over your plans. Love is warm and quick to cool. Hunger is patient and always returns. If you build your defenses on moods, the first cold wind will chill your garrison. Look around. Who profits when you relax your boundary? Who gains when you delay the hard conversation? Who grows stronger when you refuse to look at the ledger of your own life? Favors are coins, attention is grain, energy is oil. If you spend them to be liked, you will die liked and empty. If you spend them to harden your walls, you will be called cold by those who dined for free and safe by those who live inside the city. This is the first law, reality over ideals. A policy, not a poem. You are not required to be cruel. You are required to see that the world organizes itself around pressure, not promises. See that appearances are banners, not armies. See that most people will treat you as well as it is profitable to treat you, and no better. This is not cynicism. This is navigation. Sailors who pray at the storm still tie their ropes. Now define unbreakable correctly. It is not a frozen face or an iron heart. It is predictability under stress. When the alarm bell rings, you do not improvise dignity. You execute orders. The ruler within you keeps a code, what you will say yes to, what you will say no to, and how swiftly the decision is made. You owe yourself sharp responses, not soft excuses. Write 3 immediate rules. The hours you sleep, the words you do not say, the money you do not spend without a second look. Guard them like gates. Your phone is a gate, your calendar is a gate, your kitchen is a gate. Post sentries. Install routines that are boring and difficult to corrupt. Morning brief, 1 page, 10 minutes, the day's top 3 moves. Evening debrief, 10 lines. What was gained? What must change? Who requires an answer tomorrow? Command is a habit before it is a feeling. Do not announce these laws. Enforce them. A quiet ruler is harder to overthrow. Reward allies who respect your borders with access and trust, in that order. Withhold both from those who only arrive when the granaries are open. Mercy is possible after order. In chaos, mercy becomes surrender. Understand the stakes. If you refuse to govern yourself, you volunteer to be governed by the hour, the appetite, the fear, and the flattery of strangers. The enemy is not only outside the walls, it is the softness that bargains with it. That softness speaks in sweet slogans. Be flexible, don't be harsh. People will understand. They will understand as long as it costs them nothing. Do you want peace? Build law. Do you want respect? Guard the gates. You want love that lasts? Choose partners who honor borders. Begin now. Stand on the battlements. Count resources. Issue orders. The world will not stop the siege. You will simply stop being an unguarded city. Reality first, then mercy. Mercenaries and auxiliaries are useless and dangerous. And if one holds his state based on these arms, he will stand neither firm nor safe. You hire them without noticing. You rent confidence from slogans, playlists, and strangers who clap. It feels like armor because it shines. It fails because it belongs to someone else. 100 hearts on your screen are banners in a breeze, bright, then gone. When the message hits, job cut, contract, canceled, lover silent, the borrowed army counts its coins and walks. Cheap reassurance delays. Training. You skip the drills that hurt, the ones that build a fighting core. You postpone sleep because a video told you legends don't rest. You charge the card because a quote promised abundance. You announce your new era to people who like announcements. The walls stay thin. Mercenaries defend you in parades, not in sieges. Build the troops you own. Own the morning, water, movement, notebook, 5 non-negotiables. Own your money, every outflow named, every debt attacked, no treat that becomes a tax. Own your speech. Promises written, apologies precise, silence when silence protects. These are plain uniforms, not glamorous capes. But when rocks hit the gate, these soldiers do not ask for tips. They move because you train them. They move because they are yours. Now expose flattery. Praise travels toward power and access. It is currency paid by the word. When you are rising, tongues rent space near your fire. They say genius when you need to fix the invoice. They say, I love your vision, when the only question is, can you deliver by Friday? Flattery is loud in daylight and quiet in rain. Loyalty is measured by cost. It speaks shorter and shows up earlier. It stays when your plan is boring and your results are delayed. It tells you the number is wrong and brings a calculator. It doesn't ask for backstage passes. It asks for the spreadsheet. Here is the test. Remove benefits and see what remains. Say no to the discount. Delay the shout-out. Make the meeting early and agenda heavy. The flatterer remembers a conflict. The loyal sharpen a pencil. Run this test at work. Stop smoothing the slide deck to protect feelings. Publish the unit economics. Watch who argues for fantasy and who argues for fixes. Run it in business. End the friend rate. Offer fair terms or none. You'll hear speeches about community. You'll see who signs when the price is the price. Run it in love. Set one clear rule with a date, a check, and a consequence. The charmer negotiates your boundary into smoke. The partner signs the treaty and proves it next week. Invite costly truth. Tell your circle, corrections are welcome and rewarded. Then pay for them: more access, responsibility, trust. Put dissent on the calendar. Assign a red team to attack your plan. Loyalty must have a way to spend itself, or it curdles into resentment. Flattery needs no structure. That is why it spreads. It is cheaper than competence. Now kill the myth of harmony. People try to buy peace with yes. They imagine that if nobody is upset, the city is safe. Appeasement breeds appetite. Each yes advertises a weaker gate. Soon you need 50 yes to keep one relationship alive. You trade your schedule to protect someone else's feelings, your money to avoid an awkward talk, your health to carry a team that refuses to train. The result is calm faces on the wall and chaos in the streets. Replace the need to be liked with the duty to be reliable. Reliability is uncomfortable at first because it makes others adjust. You set response windows. Messages answered 11, 12, and 4, 5. You deny rush requests born yesterday and expected today. You turn notifications off for sleeping hours that are truly sleeping hours. Some call you rigid. They preferred your flexibility because it paid them, but resentment is flexibility's ghost. Harmony is a byproduct of order. You earn it by enforcing borders, not by erasing them. Put policy in sentences that survive fatigue. I don't loan money, I invest with terms. I don't debate by text, we talk on the record or we don't. I don't accept vague deadlines, give me a date and a deliverable. When someone insists that love means exceptions, translate they mean love means access without cost. Decline politely. Deterrence is kindness to your future. Read incentives like weather reports. The influencer praising your grit sells a course later. The colleague who has your back wants your slot. The partner who loves your potential but resists a budget loves a dream, not a duty. Good intentions are sweet. Incentives are law. Choose the law. Build systems where the right behavior wins even when nobody is inspired. Automatic transfers to savings. Standing meetings with agendas, pre-committed workouts with a partner who finds you. You will lose a few comforts when you step into this realism. You will gain sleep. You will lose background applause. You will gain steady hands. The city grows quieter when parades end. You notice the hum of workshops, the tramp of drills, the lamplight where plans are revised. This is adult calm. It does not break when a storm talks louder than the truth. Let others rent their armies from moods and crowds. You are building a force that does not bill by the hour. Let others collect compliments. You are collecting contracts. Let others chase harmony with apologies. You are manufacturing peace with rules. When the next crisis arrives, because it will, the cheap comfort will run for higher ground. You will tighten formations, check supplies, nod to the loyal who stayed, and carry on. The illusions are tender. You may miss them, but your citizens, your body, your money, your time, your name, will not miss the debt that came with them. Protect them, and they will believe in you. Govern them, and they will rest. That is the love that scales respect, born from security, not sentiment. Clarity before comfort, terms before trust. The first rebellion begins inside the walls. The enemy outside only wins when the gatekeeper within lifts the latch. No siege is needed if persuasion opens the door. You are a state, your moods are ministers, your wounds are parties that campaign for power when you are tired. The fifth column lives in habit, memory, and hunger. It studies your soft hours and votes at midnight. Name the factions: fear, vanity, resentment. Fear promises safety at any price. It turns whispers into law. Wait, hide, don't risk it. It counts disasters in detail and ignores gains that come from movement. Vanity promises status without substance. It loves mirrors, metrics, and rooms where everyone knows your name, but not your work. Resentment promises justice by fire. It keeps ledgers of insults and spends your energy on revenge that returns nothing. Treat them as officials, not destiny. You can fire a minister, you can cut a budget. When fear submits a bill, cancel the interview, avoid the difficult talk, demand evidence and cost. When vanity proposes a parade, buy the watch, post the victory, say yes to the stage, demand deliverables. When resentment demands sanctions, freeze someone out, write a furious reply, demand a strategy. Now run intelligence. A ruler survives by knowing where the city leaks. Do not guess. Gather. Start a personal dossier like a spy master. Record your overreactions, the text that ruined your day, the meeting where a raised eyebrow turned you to stone. Note the trigger, the action you took, and the cost in time and trust. Circle patterns. Perhaps you rush to fix other people's panic, or you promise help when you owe yourself rest. Perhaps silence makes you spend, or praise makes you overshare. These are routes into the citadel. Track your bargains to be liked. When did you lower your price? Because someone said be a team player. When did you say yes to a weekend project? Because it felt risky. Write the exchange rate. Approval costs hours. People-pleasing taxes tomorrow. Study your purchases. Each impulse buy has a slogan attached. Money reveals motives the mouth hides. Build countersigns, lawful phrases that halt coups, a code word for each faction. When fear rises, say forecast, then list 3 threats and 3 gains. When vanity knocks, say deliverable, then define what will exist by a date. When resentment surges, say border, then state what protection you will achieve, not what pain you will cause. Language is policy. Intelligence is not only paper, it is drill. Design stress tests like a ruler who expects winter. 1 day each week, delay easy dopamine, no social feeds before noon, sugar after nightfall, schedule a hard conversation every 2 weeks, ask for a raise, refuse scope creep, end a stale arrangement. On purpose, you shift your reflex from avoid to engage. You are training soldiers, not slogans. Study smuggling routes. Anxiety smuggles through urgency. Vanity smuggles through praise. Old grudges smuggle through nostalgia. Audit your calendar and inbox for phrases that open gates. Quick call, urgent. I need a favor, as a friend. Decide in advance what qualifies as urgent, what earns a favor, what friendship justifies a delay. Predators hunt in a vague light. Understand how adversaries weaponize wounds. A manipulator does not need chains. They need bait. For the anxious, they craft urgency traps. Deadlines so tight, you cannot compare options. The con artist sells a vanishing window. The fake mentor schedules last-minute opportunities. The needy partner escalates at 11 p.m. Your cure is policy. Big decisions sleep one night. New contracts wait 24 hours. Drama after 10 meets airplane mode until morning. In vain, they drop praise bombs. Only you can do this. You're the face. Offers arrive where the camera is bright and the terms are foggy. The invoice is late because attention was early. Your countermeasure is a fee and a scope, written before the photos. If they flinched at contracts, they were paying you with applause. For the resentful, they bait with grievance. They disrespected us. Everyone is sleeping on our talent. They convert your energy into spectacle that feels like justice and functions like a leak. Your antidote is mission clarity. What asset will be safer after this move? What revenue will be higher? What alliance will be stronger? Some adversaries arrive smiling. Others arrive wounded. Both can recruit your factions if you have not briefed them. The flatterer makes vanity prime minister. The panicked client makes fear command your army. The bitter friend convinces resentment to rewrite your laws. Do not hate these visitors. Withdraw the invitation. Repeat your policy. If they are true partners, they will adapt. If they leave, the city grows quieter. Practice counterintelligence on yourself. Ask, who benefits if I stay confused? Use a simple rule: if the choice is reversible, decide fast. If irreversible, slow down. If the deal is vague, make it specific or walk. If the person resists clarity, the answer is no. Clean your chain of command. The inner council must be small. Keep conscience to set boundaries. Reason to count resources. Courage to sign orders. All other voices are lobbyists. They may speak. They may not vote. When a decision touches a wound, consult your records. What happened last time you agreed from panic? The past is a policy when remembered. Order is mercy to your future citizens. Do not try to abolish your factions. Fear keeps you from cliffs. Vanity can motivate polish. Resentment can mark a real betrayal that requires consequence. Your task is not to silence them, but to seat them at the far end of the table. The throne stays with you. The ruler who wants peace more than applause, order more than drama, results more than stories. The day you map your wounds, manipulation loses surprise. You still feel the pull. You no longer follow the rope. The city is not perfect, but the gates are watched. Foreign banners may appear on the horizon, and drums may beat at dusk, yet inside the walls the lamps stay lit, the workshops hum, and the patrols keep time. This is how Unbreakable begins. Not with iron skin, but with a constitution for your inner state, enforced when you are tired. Name the faction, enforce the law. The sack begins in a quiet room. One message, one meeting, one headline. The outer wall cracks. Breath shortens. Time stretches. Identity slides toward the gate like loose barrels on a deck. Collapse is not poetry but physics. Weight shifts, structures fail. If you chase every falling brick, you fall with them. Hold the citadel. First hour protocol. Stop the fire spreading. Cut information. Close every window that leaks panic. News, feeds, group chats. Tell two people, only one who loves you, one who gives facts. Everyone else can wait. Shorten decisions. For 60 minutes, make only binary moves. Yes or no, keep or cut, now or later. Lock non-essentials. No sudden travel, no big purchases, no statements. Fix the sleep window like a guard shift, down and up at the same hours. Your emotions will demand speeches. Decline. Defer eloquence to morning. State what is true without adjectives. The project ended. She left. We missed. Facts drain fuel from flames. You are not denying pain, you are denying gasoline. Now triage. Citizens, stores, gates. Citizens are your body, your mind. The few who are truly yours, protect them first. Cancel non-critical meetings. Reschedule obligations you would attend from guilt. Tell your inner circle what you need in one sentence. Check on me, but let me move. If a friend requires a performance while your city burns, they are a tourist. Move them outside the walls. Stores. Count food, water, coin. Look at cash, credit, runway. Write numbers. Numbers are cooler than fear. Decide what survives 90 days. Housing, utilities, protein, transport, therapy if needed. Cut ceremonial spending, trophies, costumes, drinks that pretend to be courage. Sell what you do not use. Pride is not a pantry item. If there is severance, stack it. If there is debt, call and negotiate like a quartermaster under siege. Calm, practical, insistent. Gates, attention, and time. These are openings enemies flood. Resenyen them. Set 2 message windows. Outside those hours, the gates are closed. Any crisis that cannot survive 4 hours without your reply is a crisis built to own you. Choose one place, The gym, a spare room, a park bench as the command post. Enter it only for planning and debrief. No scrolling inside the command post. A city needs walls, a mind needs rooms. Abandon what must be abandoned, projects without revenue, partnerships that require you to bleed to prove loyalty, roles that existed to feed vanity. The outer districts burn. Do not die defending empty warehouses. Your name is not your job. Your worth is not their applause. If a title was the wall that kept you whole, the wall was cardboard. Expect shame to ambush you. It will speak in old voices, teachers, execs, imaginary crowds. It will say you should have seen it coming, worked harder, smiled more. Answer like a commander. We hold what we can hold. We retake the rest later. Reclaim command with a chain of orders. 3 days, 72 hours of law. Day 1, stabilize. Tasks, secure sleep. Spend 45 minutes cleaning physical space. Draft a single page that states the event, the losses, the assets that remain. Call the accountant or the smartest friend about money. Eat on schedule, move your body for 20 minutes. No more than 2 hours of admin. Check-ins, morning plan, evening report. Limits, no social storytelling, no alcohol, no revenge emails. Day 2, fortify. Tasks, list 10 genuine allies. Send 5 brief messages with your status and 1 clear ask. Update, resume, reel or portfolio for 60 minutes only. Presentable, not perfect. Draft a 30-day budget. Book 1 meeting with someone who hires. Check-ins after lunch, energy review, brief walk. Limits, no scrolling before noon, no conversations that spiral without a date and outcome. Day 3, countermove. Tasks, apply, pitch or propose. 3 measured shots. Record a 5-minute voice memo on what you learned and what you refuse to repeat. Schedule 1 hard conversation you owe, a debrief, a closure, a clean apology. Check-ins, morning plan, night audit. Limit screens off 1 hour before bed, caffeine before noon only. Across the 72 hours, you hold the citadel by rhythm, not heroics. Keep orders visible on the fridge, the mirror, the lock screen. When panic surges, point to the orders and move your feet. During collapse, the city inside you will fracture into factions. Fear demands evacuation. Vanity demands a press tour. Resentment demands a purge. Thank them for their input, then return to the plan. A ruler without a plan becomes a rumor. A plan without enforcement becomes a prayer. Use silence as armor. Speak less than usual. Do not correct gossip. The citadel is repairing signal lines, not entertaining tourists at the gate. Your future self will not care that you crafted the perfect explanation. They will care that you rebuilt the walls. Pain narrows vision, counter by widening routine. Morning light on your face for 5 minutes. A cold rinse, a short page on paper. What happened, what you control, what you will not do today. Touch objects that do not lie. Metal, wood, your own pulse. If betrayal is the cause, refuse theatrics. Close accounts, collect property, change locks, document everything. Leave dignity in your wake. If layoff is the cause, be surgical, ask for documents, references, dates. If public failure is the cause, accept the bruise and return to skill. Between humiliation and mastery, choose mastery. Invite limited comfort from reliable sources. A meal with family, a walk with a friend who asks questions instead of prescribing. Do not host a festival of opinions. In war, too many voices create friendly fire. Remember, the outer wall falling is not the city dying. Many capitals were rebuilt stronger after the fire. Your identity is not the market's vote or another person's promise. It is the law you keep when no applause is offered. When the smoke thins, review. What protected you? What leaked? Who arrived with water? Who arrived with gasoline? Promote and demote accordingly. Reward your own discipline, not just outcomes. The nights you slept, the meals you ate, the orders you obeyed, these are the bricks that stayed. You are allowed to grieve. Set a time and a place. Grief is a citizen too. Give it an hour behind closed doors and a hand on its shoulder. Then escort it back to its quarters so the city can run. Collapse is not the end. It is a test of sovereignty. You will rebuild. Not as you were, but as you choose. The citadel stands because you kept law when it hurt. Hold the citadel. Law before legend. The fairy tale ended because it was never a fairy tale. It was a deal you did not read, a border you did not guard, a flag you mistook for a vow. You called it love because the music was loud. The music stopped. What remains are terms you never wrote and cost you kept paying. This is not shameful. This is clarity. From romance to alliance, you are not meant to worship another citizen or to be worshipped. You are meant to sign a treaty that protects both states. Treaties have terms, inspections, and consequences. They say what happens when stress rises, when money thins, when desire cools. They name who pays for what and how truth is told. If the treaty is only poems, it fails at the first audit. If it is only threats, it fails at the first embrace. Keep it simple. Warmth inside the border, law at the gate. Shift the sentence that keeps you weak. Not they hurt me, but I misread the terms and failed to enforce them. You accepted promises without dates, apologies without restitution, affection without respect. You chose belief over evidence because belief felt kinder. Strategy is kinder to the future. If your partner gets benefits while you carry risk, that is not destiny. That is design. You can redesign. Write terms in plain language. Time, when you are together, when you are apart, which hours are sacred, money, what is shared, what is private, how you budget, how you plan for loss, truth, what must be told at once, what is written down, what is never hidden, conflict, how you fight, how you repair, what line you do not cross, loyalty, what commitment forbids, what it requires, what proof is shown. Good treaties protect romance from chaos. They fence the garden so the flowers can grow. Respect over warmth. Warmth rises and falls with weather. Respect is policy. People can praise you and still ignore your boundaries. Respect looks like this. Keep the time, meet the terms, name the cost, honor the no. It is measurable and plain. Choose partners who value your limits. When someone treats your boundary as law, they protect your sleep, your work, and your name. When they treat it as a suggestion, you will pay. Set standards you can monitor without becoming a spy. For talk, do not raise voices to win. For time, keep dates or reschedule with notice. For money, share numbers. For intimacy, no punishment by silence. If a standard is broken, the treaty triggers a response. Conversation, consequence, or exit. This is not cold. I am an adult. Practice the audit. Once a month, ask what a quiet ruler asks. Are terms clear? Are promises tracked? Are both states safer now than before? In good alliances, audits relieve anxiety. In bad ones, audits reveal the machine that eats you. If your questions anger someone who claims to love you, they do not love what is best for you. They love easy access, self-respect as policy. You are a ruler with citizens who rely on you, your body, your craft, your future self. When you defend your border, you defend them. Rules are kindness that acts on time. Saying no today saves your future self from paying interest on fear. Sleeping on schedule shields tomorrow's work. Telling the truth early prevents a riot later. You do not set rules to punish others. You set rules to protect your city. Write 3 standing orders. Order 1. Sleep and food are non-negotiable, even when romance calls. Order 2. Money is counted weekly. Love does not override math. Order 3. When respect breaks twice, talks once, and breaks again, the exit begins. Do not debate your standing orders when you are lonely. Night is a poor lawyer. Change your tokens. Stop paying for closeness with self-betrayal. Pay with presence and honesty. Stop buying peace with silence. Buy peace with clear terms and steady follow-through. Stop earning love by shrinking. Earn it by being reliable under stress. A partner who wants you small wants you weak. A partner who wants you steady wants you strong. Adopt a ritual for offers and apologies. Every offer must carry a cost. The giver accepts. Every apology rewires behavior within a date. Treat the calendar as a court. Treat receipts as witnesses. If that sounds unromantic, remember what broke you: not too many rules, but too few. Do not rewrite history to keep a fantasy. If they crossed a line after hearing the rule, that is data. If you stayed because you feared being alone, that is data. Data is not an insult. It is a map. Use it to redraw your borders. Some roads will close. Some bridges will open. the city grows tighter, safer, and lighter. This reframing removes shame. You were not a fool, you were a citizen without a charter. Now you have one. The moment you stop calling chaos love, the moment you call it what it is, mismatched incentives, poor borders, wishful reading, the spell breaks. You stand taller, you choose slower. You ask for terms first, warmth second, and both become stronger when they arrive. It was never love that broke you. It was a treaty you never wrote, so write it, enforce it. Invite those who can sign and smile. Let the rest remain outside your walls. Respect first, then warmth, terms before trust. He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. Command begins at home. You are a state, and today you publish law, not moods, not hopes. Law. You will stop treating discipline like a feeling and treat it like a border guard with a watch and a whistle. You will write rules that even your tired self can follow, and you will enforce them the way a small city survives, fairly, quietly, every day. Write the Constitution. 3 unbreakable laws. Law 1. Sleep is a gate, trigger, midnight on the clock or 8 hours before wake time, whichever comes first. Metric lights out, devices out, room dark and cold. Consequence. If you break it, you pay a sleep tax tomorrow. No caffeine after noon, no entertainment at night, a 30-minute nap banked, and a scheduled bedtime moved earlier. You do not negotiate with your exhaustion. You govern it. Law 2. Money is grain. Trigger. Every outflow above a fixed number or any subscription renewal. Metric. Log it in a ledger within 24 hours and reconcile weekly. Consequence. If you miss the log, a penalty applies. Pause non-essential spending for 72 hours and sell one item you do not use. This is not cruelty, it is a harvest saved from rats. Law 3. Speech is treaty. Trigger. When stakes are high, when anger is hot. When a promise is asked. Metric. Write first draft, sleep on it, speak after a cooling period, or with notes in hand. Consequence. Breaking this law requires repair, a written correction, an apology with terms, or a make-good delivered within 7 days. Your words move borders, you will not redraw them drunk on feeling. Post these laws where you can see them. Laws are not loud, they are visible. Print them, put them on your lock screen. The city learns by reading. Now apply controlled severity. You are not a tyrant, you are a surgeon. Necessary cruelty saves the patient. Choose one habit that rots your strength. Late scrolling, sugary highs, impulse buying, and put it under rule. Delay it, make the habit wait 10 minutes behind a timer. Half will die in that line. Replace it, pair the urge with a rival action, cold water and a walk before any snack, 5 deep breaths and a notebook before any reply. Tax it every time you break, you pay a fine that buys something that helps the city, extra groceries for the week, a course that upgrades your skill, or a transfer to savings. The point is not pain. The point is cost. When vices become expensive, they stop pretending to be friends. Severity also protects your effort. Work in marching blocks, 50 minutes on, 10 off. During the block, you cannot switch. If you do, you restart the clock. You do not shame yourself. You enforce time. After 3 blocks, you earn a larger rest. Law then mercy. Drills and fortifications make resilience boring and automatic. You will not wait for war to train. Stress inoculation builds calluses. Cold exposure, 30 seconds under cold water after a normal shower. It teaches you to enter discomfort and breathe. Hard conversations. 1 each week, scheduled, with notes. Ask for a raise, set a boundary, fire a vendor. Small risks, a pitch to a new client, a post that states your terms, a request for feedback that could sting. These drills are your field exercises. Each one makes the next less dramatic. Daily cadence keeps the patrols moving. Morning brief, 10 minutes with a pen, 3 priorities, 1 risk, 1 ally to contact. Evening debrief, 10 lines. What moved forward? What leaked? What to fix tomorrow? Weekly council, 30 minutes on Sunday. Budget review, calendar shaping, treaty check with your partner or a friend. Resource buffers turn storms into weather. Cash cushion, 1 month, then 3. Time buffer, block deep work like meetings and defend them. Propaganda and counterintelligence keep morale strong and manipulators weak. Your propaganda is written for siege days when your voice goes thin. Short slogans you actually believe, reality first, then mercy. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. One clean yes beats 5 leaky maybes. Put them where panic reads. Counterintelligence is rehearsal. Practice refusals out loud until they are muscle memory. I don't make decisions on the spot. Send it in writing. I can't commit without a scope, price, and date. That doesn't fit my plan this quarter. Run drills with a friend who plays the pushy client or charming manipulator. If a line fails, upgrade it. The goal is reflex. When pressure spikes, your mouth should protect your border before your brain finishes the sentence. Allies and deterrence give your city a spine. No state stands alone. Identify mentors who have survived what you face. Schedule quarterly calls with questions prepared. Find peers who play the same game and value the same law. Meet monthly and exchange audits, numbers, not vibes. Hire professionals where stakes are high. An accountant, a therapist, a coach. Diplomacy begins with clarity. Write terms for collaborations, record decisions, share summaries by email. Deterrence is not noise. It is consequence. For boundary crossers, use quiet distance first. Less access, longer reply windows. If patterns persist, escalate to clear terms in writing. If they balk at clarity, conclude the alliance. Document agreements, scope, deadlines, payment, exit clauses. So memory cannot rewrite history. Your border is real when crossing it costs something. You will be tempted to show off your new order. Resist. Strength that needs applause is not strength. It is theater. Let people feel the change when their old tactics fail. Let them learn the schedule, the silence, the law. When you slip, and you will, enforce amnesty with a price. You broke a law, you pay the fine, you return to duty. No week-long self-hate, no abdication. A city that punishes itself into rubble is easy to conquer. A city that repairs quickly is hard to move. In time, the routine becomes identity. You stop introducing yourself with titles and start living by practice. Your allies grow sharper. Your enemies grow bored. Your days click like gears. The storms still come. They just fail to enter. You did not become cold. You became predictable under stress. That is what unbreakable means in the world as it is. You command because you keep command. You are feared by your worst habits, respected by your best allies, and trusted by the citizens who live under your care. Your future, your health, your craft. Law kept daily, power kept always. The city is quiet because you kept your word. Not because the world softened, not because enemies retired, but because you enforce law at the gate and rhythm in the streets. Morning brief, work blocks, money counted, sleep protected, terms honored. The result is not fireworks. It is a steady hum, shops opening, lanterns dimming, citizens moving with trust. Peace feels like this. You know what you'll do next, and the people around you know what happens if they don't. Peace is a policy outcome. You earned it by small, repeated choices that bored your ego and fed your life. You turned panic into checklists and dreams into calendars. You refused to owe tomorrow for the pleasure of tonight. Predictable days grew like crops, one season then another until confidence took root. Your phone rings and you do not flinch. Email subjects arrive like weather, not fate. You plan in weeks instead of moods. The city remembers storms, but the drains hold. Order frees your hands to build. When your rules run by themselves, attention becomes a budget with surplus. You can practice a skill without bargaining with guilt. You can love without turning affection into debt collection. You can think beyond survival. Peace is not the absence of noise. It is the presence of governance. Under it, craft deepens, health rises, and your name gains weight quietly. Now, mercy after strength. Mercy without borders is surrender. Strength without mercy is rot. You have borders, use them to be generous on purpose. Trust people in proportion to the clarity of terms they accept. Offer second chances, but pair them with clocks and checkpoints. Forgiveness can be slow, measured like water to a field, not flooded in a night. When someone who crossed a line returns with receipts, changed behavior, kept dates, clean accounts, open the gate a span. If they keep order, open it wider. Be humane in victory. When you negotiate, leave the other side a path to keep dignity. When you hire, pay on time and speak straight. When you fire, be brief, specific, and fair. Discipline does not require humiliation. Humiliation breeds enemies with long memories. Peace lasts when even those who dislike you admit the rules are clear. Make your city a good place to live, not just a hard place to invade. Routines that feel like care, not prison, shared meals, Sabbath hours, walks at dusk, rooms kept clean and warm. Show your people, your body, your mind, your partners, that order serves them. The result is a loyalty that costs no speeches. They stay because the streets are safe. Play the long game. Review rules monthly. What protects, what pinches, what can be simplified. Test yourself quarterly with controlled hardship. A saving sprint, a public talk, a trip alone, a digital fast. Revise alliances yearly. Who grew with you, who stalled, who drains more than they bring. Promote accordingly. Peace is maintenance. Vigilance keeps it from rust. Mark your calendar with anniversaries of law kept. Celebrate the night you chose to sleep over scrolling for 100 days. Celebrate the month debt fell. Celebrate the quarter you said no to offers that paid well but taxed your soul. These are monuments in the square, reminders that quiet was bought at a price and must be paid for again. Expect boredom. Embrace it. Boredom is what competence feels like from the inside. Use it to listen deeper, to sharpen a craft past what applause can see. Peace is not a finish line, it is a platform. From it you teach, mentor, build, raise, and rest. From it, love matures. Fewer fireworks, more hearth. The world will test you again. Let it. You will adjust the watch, not the mission. You will move resources without breaking the treaty. You will feel fear and still enforce the law. And when chaos knocks, it will find a city that answers with schedules, not screams. Quiet is earned daily. Law keeps the light.